What's up, everyone out there? This is Nate Turner with another edition of the Page Turner. Just wanted to come and share with you all once more this Thursday evening. Hope everybody is doing well out there. And I tell you what, this is great, really, for me. I mean, just coming live, just being able to get on here, talk to you guys, and just be able to share this thing that I got into called a podcast, and I'm just going to keep bringing it to you. So I got asked this question the other day, right? And I don't know if you all seen on the Page Turners on the Facebook Live on the page for the Page Turner. We have this thing called the boat that I was on out in the bay. I was sitting out there the other day and I took a picture, right? And the picture was me just sitting out there. I was kind of having lunch. And the comment is that, I'd had a little trouble with the anchor out there. So, but actually being out there and being on the water is something that I had to really get used to, or just really become accustomed to, or really just kind of get over the fear. And I know the other day I got asked this question, right? And the question was, well, is driving a boat easy? And I had to think about that for a moment. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, my first thought was yes, right? My first thought was, yes, it's easy. But then I had to think about it. And I thought back and I was like, yeah, it's easy. But I think it's really easy because I learned how to do it. And I think that learning how to do it is something that's really key, right? Because even when we think about a boat, right? Driving a car, turning the steering wheel to the right in a car is a little bit different than me prop walking a boat and, sliding up to the pier and, parallel parking a boat, just next to the dock. But maybe, the things that just led up to getting to where driving a boat seemed like it was easy was just because, I learned how to do it. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? Things are really easy after we learn how to do it, right? I mean, think about it. I mean, from the time that we're toddlers, that we're babies, right? We learn to walk. Now, before we're walking, we're crawling around and getting from place to place and, not really being able to really even get our bearings and really stand up. But then once you get to where you're standing up and once you get to where you're starting to walk and it gets a little bit easier and easier, babies, they start taking off running. They just running here and there. You got to try to, chase after them and making sure they're not running and, going these different places. But once you learn how to walk, right, then it's easy. What else? Learning how to read. Once you learn how to read, once you learn how to do math, multiply, those things become easy too, right? Playing basketball, that was key for my son there. Really just learning how to play basketball. And as you begin to play and play and play, becomes a little bit easier, right? I hope y'all are kind of getting the theme that I'm talking about here. Learning how to do these things, learning how to invest. We're investing in the stock market, right? And I was talking about on one of the other broadcasts that I did that, learning how to invest, it came to a point to where, we're starting to make money. And with that money coming in, it's like I go on and I'm able to make a few clicks in the stock market and make money. I'm like, before I thought this was really difficult. I thought it was really something that, maybe only the Wall Street folks could do, the stockbrokers and things like that. But no, it's difficult until you learn how to do it. That's the point that I'm really trying to drive across here. So I want you to really think about that. What is it that you know, or that you've been thinking that's so difficult that you really don't know how to do it, that you're saying to yourself, oh man, yeah, I know I can't do that. Nah, man, I know I can't do that. That's too hard. That's too difficult. I can't do that. But why not? What's the difference between you and that other person that's doing the thing that you think is difficult? What's the difference between the two of you, right? Is there really any difference? Sometimes you get people that say, well, they got this natural ability to do certain things. Well, they could have somewhat of a natural ability, but does that mean that it's difficult for you to do it? No. Not if you put the time and the effort into learning. Once you learn, things begin to get easier. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Don't tell yourself, oh, it's too difficult. Oh man, I don't know how I talk about learn a second language, right? When I learn a second language, now I'm bilingual. It's like, hey, well, how did you learn that language? I'm thinking, well, it's kind of easy once you learn the grammar. Then all you learn is vocabulary. Now I had to think about that for a minute. I can say that it's easy, but I had to learn to get to that point to where it was easy, right? And that's what we really have to do in life, right? We really have to take these things and say, you know what? I can't keep telling myself that this stuff is difficult and I don't even know the first thing about it, because I haven't really taken the time to learn anything about it, to be better at it, to make it be easier. Those are the things that need to happen to make things easier. I mean, even learning how to love someone, right? I mean, a lot of us really get that one wrong, right? Did anybody really tell us how to do that? Did we go and we start learning on our own how to do that? I mean, who really taught us that, right? Teaching kids about the birds and the bees. Well, let's just go on from that. But learning how to love someone, I mean, I'm telling you, you have to really learn. If you haven't gotten counseling, if you haven't just really learned and read up and really just begin to get into that experience, right? Because now when you start getting into the experience, you start to say, well, you know what? I see where I went wrong. Had I known, meaning had you learned some stuff before you got into trying to love, then maybe you would have had a little bit better experience, right? So we really got to learn how to do these things. That's really the key. That's the point that I'm trying to drive home to you right here today. So I want you all to think about this. Think about those things that you really have been saying to yourself, man, you know what? I know I can't do that. I know that guy. I mean, think about those things that deep down inside you've been saying to yourself, you know what? I really want to do that, man, but I saw this, guy just like, driving this boat, or I saw this person, I'm just kind of making up, just, jumping, cars and on his motorcycle. Those things seem difficult, but those folks, they probably just took the time to learn. What have you been waiting on to learn that you have not just, taken the time to do it yet, right? I mean, think about it. What are some of those things that you just haven't really taken the time? Folks, I'm telling you, now is the time. We got a pandemic coming, that's going on right now. The last broadcast I did, we talked about using your skills to make more income. I mean, that's something that's key right about now. I mean, think about making more income just with the skills that you have. So you got to ask yourself, what is it that I already know that can make me more income? What is it that I can learn that will make me more income? What is it that I can learn that would just make me better in life, right? So I'm thinking back to the situation. I have to throw this out there now. I would call myself an introvert. Some people that may really know me, they'd be like, yeah, Nate, he's an introvert or whatever. But I can talk when I need to talk, right? It's not something that I don't know. It's like you have to really get over the fear sometimes, right? We may have fear of speaking, just fear of standing up in front of a crowd, right? Standing up in front of, 10 people or maybe 100 or 1,000 people. But think about this. If you can really get over that fear, who is it that you can really help in life, right? We got all these skills or all these gifts inside us, right? But we're afraid to really get out and share what we know, share those things that can help folks. And that's what I really want you all to get. You got to learn how to do stuff and get over your fears such that those things can become easier for you to do. So what I was about to say was back in high school, I had the honor of winning a state competition for extemporaneous speaking. Now, I love that word extemporaneous, right? It just rolls off the tongue. And basically all it means is that if I'm prompted with a certain topic, if I know about it, I can speak 3 to 5 minutes on it. And then that would be, the thing that I do. That's what it was for this particular competition. So this one, it happened to be about a topic that I knew. Had I not known the information, I couldn't intelligently speak on it. I'd probably just be making up stuff or whatever, but because I had learned the information when prompted, it didn't matter what question they asked me. I just knew how to answer it, right? Because I had learned the information, I could regurgitate it and actually share what my thoughts were on that subject. It happened to be about chemistry. I just had, sometimes I know geeky stuff. So if you ask me a question about geeky stuff, I might be able to give you a geeky answer, right? Not ashamed of that. I could be geeky. I could be whatever. And so you really have to think about what it is that I said, though, regardless of me and, a competition or whatever. The point that I'm really trying to make is that if you learn the information, get over your fear, things begin to come easier to you. And that's what's going to help you in life. That's what's going to help you be successful in all those things that you're doing, all those things that you think about, that you want to do, that you are planning to do, those things that you thought may have been difficult, out of reach, out of, just not being able to really wrap your mind around, can I really do this? Yes, you can. I know y'all heard that before, but yes, you can. You can do this. You can do anything that you set your mind to do. You have to shift your mindset and change. Get over the fear, learn so that you can get over the fear and make things become easy. Will it make everything easy in life? Well, I can't say that just learning will make everything easy, but you'll be much better prepared to take on whatever the challenge comes your way. You will be ready and up for the challenge. This is Nate Turner with another edition of The Page Turner. Thank you all for joining. Take care.